Hey, what's up, comic book fans? Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. That's right, guys. Today we're talking about a little bit of a different comic book. This is a uh, independent book done by What the Flux Comics, and I met this comic book company at Free Comic Book Day, and I met the actual writer and artist of this particular book of Deadly Park. He gave me a copy to read and to review on YouTube. And I told him, you know what, I'll be more than happy to review this. And he said, good or bad, whatever. He's just happy that the word is out there about his particular book. So I just got done reading Deadly Park, and let me just say it's something a little bit different. It's kind of demonic. The art is like real sketchy style, and the book actually takes place right here in my town, Orlando, Florida, which was pretty interesting. Um, the book has to do with these kids. They're actually playing basketball out in the park, and they talk about this old wise tale, and his name is Jibber Jabby, Jibber Jabber, and it's this guy that kills kids in the park. And they're like, dude, what are you talking about? Because they see this blood mark on this like merry-go-round. You can see that here, and like I said, the art is sketchy. It kind of looks a little anime-ish. But Alexis James, who's the writer of this book, he draws really well. They were selling sketches of Deadpool and Spider-Man. Awesome, awesome artwork that he actually does for those characters. He spent a lot of time on this book, so I give him a lot of credit and guts to go out there and get his first real book out there. So continuing with the story, they talk about this jibber jabber character, and they're like, dude, let's just get this merry-go-round going. They're like these teenage, like young teenage kids, and they're like, okay. And they're like, I can't get it going, and they start going, and it's this wheel from hell, basically. And what happens is that the thing starts going, it starts spinning. It's like, it starts spinning super fast, and this crazy ass creatures come out of this freaking wheel. They start spinning all over the place. Kids go flying, breaks his arms. They're like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" And the narration comes in, and it's very dark narration, and it's like its eyes alone seem shivers to your skin. It's very cold and very empty. And this is the demon that comes out of here. You're like, dude, what is that thing? And then this is what he looks like in his form. One of them, at least, I guess. And the kids are just like, what? What's going on? You know? And here you got your, splash pages that come out. Again, real sketch-like art. Very dark in the demon. Shadows are pretty cool, how the shadows are done around the character, which is interesting. And the demon just starts tearing apart the kid. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? He starts tearing off his face and everything. You're like, oh my God. And then he pokes his eyes into the kid's face, and you're like, oh man. And when I talk to this guy's like really down to earth guy, really nice guy. And when you see him write something like this, it's like, whoa, what comes out of this guy's imagination? Which is, you really got to appreciate that. And the kid's running for his life. He's like, and then there's like tears coming down from him and everything. And eventually he gets caught by the creature, and he like gets separated in half, which is nuts, dude. And uh, and then next you see some other guy come out. I kind of got a little bit lost by this character right here, but I guess he finds the bodies, and he's like, whoa. He's like, what's going on here? And he's like, I don't know if he gets possessed or whatnot. And then later on in the issue, they do this broadcast of what happened, and it's clearly in Orlando, Florida, because they talk about it, which was pretty neat. And then what happens is that the jibber jabber comes. This is the jibber jabber guy, and he takes, I guess, possession of this homeless guy or whoever this guy actually was. This is where I found myself a little bit lost, where you can get a little bit lost in the sketchiness of the art because there seems a lot going on, but you got to appreciate the detail that he put into the book. And next that you see is that the guy is possessed, I guess, by the jibber jabber, and it's time to take over the world. So interesting stuff here. And then here is next a trade paperback um, called The Red Angel. That looks pretty interesting. That's done by With the Flux Comics as well. So really interesting stuff. You know, I'm not really all into always that demonic stuff, but this was interesting. I got a good laugh out of it, like, you know, because I know I got to meet the writer, and just to say how nice of a guy he was, and then to put something like this in the book is just imagination gone wild. But definitely different, definitely interesting. Um, like I said, maybe oversketched on the art, but as a out of five book, being brutally honest, um, you know, I'm interested to see where the plot of the story is going to go. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was an above average book. Like I said, again, the art is always a big thing for me, and maybe a little bit less sketchy and more solid detail, I guess. But I'm always a big supporter of independent comic books. That's what makes this hobby so great, and that's what makes us as reviewers dive into different things besides the big two. So Alexis, my friend, you did a great job with it. Guys, if you're interested, go on to What the Flux Comics. Go ahead, check out issue number 1. Definitely a different read, and check out their comic line as well. So guys, as always, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Thanks, guys. Take care. See you real soon.